What's up, bag holders? Get your own video today. How that feel? Pretty good, huh? Make you feel special? All right. So the market ran up at the end of the day. I was able to do a little pruning. I'm curious, just as you are, to see how we ended up for the day. I think it was pretty good, but let's see. So we go through catching up. We had some orders fill overnight. So we'll just make sure the records are correct. We had Gilead. Yeah, so we didn't have that in the spreadsheet. But this was a flip turned into a swing, right? So wait a minute. My records are really out of whack. All right. So 4 lots. We won't get the total return of this because it was 2 strategies combined. That's okay. All I want is the money. There you have it. Gilead. Feel like I'm at a spelling bee. All right, we had Comcast as well. This is only a 1 lot, so this is a true swing trade here. Correct. And we'll just use the line we just entered that we don't need. All right, that was done. As a Comcast. APD paid me a dividend. I did nothing for that. That's my favorite kind. Favorite kind of money is passive. That is the only true passive income I think that even exists. It's from some sort of an investment. This one is also a 4 lotter, so yeah, records look correct on this one. But we have to add the new purchase. Perfect. We're in the swing of things. I try to do these right after work, so sometimes I'm a little foggy. We got in the bowling business. I guess we had more activity. I guess this is every day. I'm just so used to it that it feels like there's not much going on. But there actually is stuff going on. I'm doing all of these moves without even really thinking about it. And that may sound kind of strange to you. But I built it automated. That's why I had no problems going back to work. Because when I left work, or retirement, quit, whatever you want to call it, I wanted to get the charity going then, but I thought it was a decision of this or that. And that is not what successful people do. They do all of it. They just have a high level of activity. And I'm between this and all the other ventures I got going on, I'm a busy dude. Even buying the little Coach purses here. I think they own Coach. But a little swing there. We've got some day trade stuff. I'll save that for the end. But on the flip side, literally, we're able to get into CVS again. And this is one that was really close to selling, but I had an opportunity to buy more. And that is the plan, right? So I just followed the plan. Had it sold, then that would have been different, but it didn't. Typed it wrong. So rather than get all in your head and start overthinking everything, you just follow the plan. That's why having a trading plan is so important. That's why I always say, do you have it? Is it next to you? Is it written down? Is it something you're looking at, right? Just like with any kind of faith-based thing, you got the Bible or the Quran or whatever you got to look at it, right? It's hold it in your hand, it means something. Those kinds of things. It's not update. This is a new one. It was on the screener. It's on here somewhere. Why? This must not have been drug up. It has the flag and everything, so I know I put it in there. I probably just didn't drag it up. Drag night's not until Friday. We'll make an exception here on Tuesday. We'll just throw it in here anywhere. But that's not the correct one. This is the correct one. Resources. Oil, baby. You know I love oil. I like oil more than I like gold. And it's pretty cool after you understand how money moves. Because even when I was investing and making money in the stock market, I didn't never understand why people buy gold and silver and stuff. It just seemed like a very stupid, underperforming asset class. But not if you know how to use it, as I'm showing you here on these videos, right? All right. This is a fan favorite. We actually sold this in the morning. So let's see if we can get some charity money after the screw up yesterday. I'm not going to cut myself any slack on that, but it's been it's been a constantly evolving thing with exactly the finer details of how I like to trade, and as things change, you got to adapt. That's just how it is. All right, but we're back in the game at one full lot. And that was pretty much what was on the screener today. And you can see we're way in profits. You can see by the 30 and it went up. Ta-da. So likely sell that in the morning. All right, now we actually did trim some of the swing trade positions. And by trim, I mean I sold the whole damn thing. So I don't know why I said trim. I don't have to trim because I got an investment account, right? And you can see here we didn't quite hit the 70, but we're playing games here on the 200. It was very, very close. I think it was 68 or something like that. And what I see coming down the pike is I'm going to need capital for these other positions, right? So, whoa, is this really that big? Well, I'll be. I had a bunch of this stuff. Whoops. Wow. there's always an unexpected. Like I have the system well planned out, but I just execute during the day, and then this is kind of my fun time. A few minutes at the end of the day just to kind of recap and see what happened. And wow, yeah, the charity is definitely getting some money today. That was a 4.96% return. And you notice we lost time because we bought here, and then look at all this. Like you could have got so discouraged, but we followed the plan, and we went up here, and it looks like we held the thing for less than 2 months, so like 7 weeks ish. And the annualized return on that is a 34.18% annualized return, which is awesome. Okay. You know, the stock market didn't move that much, right? So hopefully you see how this does help work with the other ones, the other systems, and it does create an edge, an alpha. This one actually did hit the 70. To be totally honest, I was out a little early, like a little chicken. But I just had time after a meeting, and I wanted to. I just do a little scroll. If I see something that's up real big, I'll just take a look. And not to say there was huge profits on this one, and it was only one lot, so not big dollar gains, anyways. But 3.86% profits, and if you think that's not a lot, just remember that I'm doing this repeatedly over and over again, but I also know the asset class, right? This is a bank, right? So to think that you're going to make huge profits on a bank is just a little crazy. And if you look at the chart here, this is about as perfect as it could go. I mean, it could have went straight up, but after it goes all the way up here, we only had a small pullback, and time starts to play into it. So on the last transaction on United Health, we made 4.96% gain on the actual transaction, but the annualized was only 34.18%. On this trade, we made less on the trade. It was 3.86%. However, there was less time invested. So the annualized return is 78%, 78.29% annualized returns. And that's how I'm crushing the market and getting this charity going. So when people don't understand why I go back to work, if you knew that you could compound every dollar you made at work, every single dollar, then you're not working for the wage. You're working for what you see the return in the future. Okay. So now a rant over. I know I get into that, but let's go through the day trade stuff. Some of these were on different time frames, but a lot of these were kind of smallish. And this is something that I'm really enjoying, and I'm curious to see how the returns stack up over time. This is gold, and you can see here the peak, right? So we had buying opportunities here, out here. Like we got some down here, but likely not huge gains. But let's check it out. Let's get into the numbers and see what we got into. We got a little bit of juice on this one. 3, 6, 9, 12 lots. Yeah, so we made almost literally nothing, but we took our risk off the table, and we're ready for the next move. 0.23%. Yeah, so nothing big there, but we're in flow, we're in the system. It's odd that silver didn't move with it. And then we were able to sell bonds today. Very nice here at the open. All right. And if you're new and you think, well, it kept running, why did you sell? Because nobody knows what's going to happen. See? It looked pretty good to me. Let's see what kind of a position we got in this sucker. pretty good as well. All right, so we had 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 lots. That's pretty big size, to be honest. Yeah, 0.38%. So nothing crazy there. But with bonds, we're up 8.33% on the month. So it is playing a role, right? They don't all hit all the time, all at the same time. If they did, I would only trade one of them. That's why you hear people that only trade the S&P, or they have their vehicle, that natural gas or, oil, stuff like that. But I trade them all because they all kind of play a part. This was a baby position, 2 lots, but staying in flow, following the system, and be grateful. Take what you can take. 1.72% returns. Nothing totally crazy, but they all add up. So for the month on this strategy, 8.23%. That's a good month. And when you start thinking about doubling your money, you need 8-9% a month, right? You start having hundreds of thousands of dollars, then it adds up pretty nice. The SPXL. It does kind of irk me. Being at work, I do miss some transactions, but overall, I'm buying good spots, so time should be my friend in theory. Not as big of a gain on this one, which is normal between the S&P and the Qs. 0.92%. So for the month on this strategy, 5.66%, which is still awesome. Anything over 1% a month, I'm just floored to death. Because when you play asset classes that are volatile, there's a notion that it's not sustainable. But these asset classes are very sustainable. Okay. So that's all out of the way. That's what we had for the day trade stuff. All we have left to do is go through the swing trade entries and then get on with our day. Q's running up. Looks like we're holding there. Some of these I would figure would start to trigger. Looks like we're going to lock in a dividend there. I love that. Very close here on Cisco. Very close here on SLB as well. Going to lock in a really nice dividend on J&J there. Not because it's such a huge yield, because I have a lot of shares. That's how it works. That's very close there on WRB. Of course, we got in the bowling ball business. And we'll start to cruise through these. Also, when you see them start to crest and start to roll over, it doesn't mean they're going to go down. That's something you'll learn over time, and something you'll learn as you look at the same stock every day. I didn't start off looking at all these stocks. I had a smaller list, right? And once I started to learn how they move, then, each one has kind of its own characteristics, but sectors move similarly. So, a Southern versus Duke, electric utility companies, they have some of the same quirks. Some of these could easily be sold. I'm just hanging out, man, because if the market goes, I could end up with a gap up or something on the open, and then I just sell for like incredible gains. And if I start to see something when I wake up and the after hours is going crazy, I'll put the sell order in. You'll see it on the website. It was beautiful right there. I mean, look at the thing. It's just straight up, you know. But the fact that it did the double bottom brought my RSI down, and it gives me more room to run, right? Before there's a technical reason through the indicators that says, hey, we should stop. We got in just in time. We bought this again today. We have a huge position. We're going to secure that dividend. So even though you may not see the dividend roll in like the next day or anything crazy, when you get to the next month, maybe it's a slow trading month, but you have all these dividends coming in. And that's what I read a book about closed-end funds and stuff like that. And they call it the healing effect, right? Because there's an income to come in and kind of level out the volatility. So if it doesn't pay cash flow, you probably won't see it. I mean, minus gold and silver, but they play a different position on the team. More of a safety position, right? They're playing goalie. And I'm able to make money while having that sort of a hedge. So it works out very well, in my opinion. Apple, did I not get this thing sold today? Apparently not. Let's sell this damn thing. 187.43 on the closing print. All right, so let's go back to our spreadsheet here and see how we did here. Not a huge gainer. That is a-okay with me. It will help add to the charity donation that we're going to do here in a second. And that's cool. Just a 1.4%, 4.5% annualized, but it's because of this guy here, right? Our average was right here in the middle. We can take a profit, but we get to wash the money, right? So we had 2 lots in, and now we have no lots in. Let me get a picture for the website, and then we'll move this thing where it belongs. Let's take care of the alert. We don't need that. It'll just remind you how much money you could have made if you didn't sell it early. All right, welcome back. And we did lock in this dividend, okay? So it's already pending. We're going to get that. No problems. I forget where I left off, so we'll just grind through here. Okay, cute. That one's pretty close. Probably should have sold this one at the little yellow line, but you know, I'm working, doing my thing. It's up very, very nice. And with the pullback, it gets you some RSI room. It really does. Same thing with this one. I'm up an insane amount, a double digit percentage wise. And same here. But there's no signal saying it's time to go the other way. So we're just riding it. Okay, so obviously we went through these. Nice, slow, and steady, but when it's at a 45-degree angle like that, you can go on literally forever. Because there's a healthy amount of buying and selling going on, right? So there are still shares available as people win and lose. I'm hoping that one is one heck of a run. This is an odd one because it came down against us, but didn't tag a re-entry point. So almost you want it to, so that way you can lower your cost and secure more profits. But you don't get a pick. You know, we just take what the market gives us. And like I'm planning this big trip to take the family to Santorini, and everybody keeps asking me, when are you going to go? People say, hey, when are you going to go? I said, I don't know. And they look at me like I'm dumb. And maybe I am. But with the markets, I've been through swings where I've made insane amounts of money. This is a shame here. This one probably should have been trimmed during these other 2 days. Of course, when it's going up, okay, that's why. We're buried in it because of our average way up here. So, would love to get another entry, or it's just going to have to rip, rip, rip. And we get to break even or even baby profits. I'm happily going to take the money. And a lot of people say, well, you did all that just to make nothing? Well, it's a flow. We're smashed on this one. This is a legacy position that we had for a long time. This finally is the entry for Siri. I don't know if we need to do that. We've got, we'll probably be on the board of directors soon. We got so much shares. But this is the entry. Don't overthink it. Just follow the damn plan. You can see I'm an overthinker, so I had to have a plan. Here we go. So 317 is the closing print. A lot of shares. Okay. Filled right away. 317. Yeah, funny thing is, I've got a lifetime membership to SiriusXM from when I was a truck driver. I didn't think I would own the stock for lifetime. The stuff was supposed to sell. But that's okay. We love them all. That don't mean we don't have our favorites. We'll update the old spreadsheet here. We've got a nice position here. That'll definitely trigger some donations for the charity when it finally does move, but we're pretty far removed from a sell. You can't see it because I didn't start all these circles and all these visuals. I've had it a long time. That's why I think they're really good improvements. We need to remove the flag. We've already got a sell there. This one is very strange because it's a legacy position too. That's kind of where we're at, right? Okay, well, I did have the sell in. So I have a sell order in at 1070. So whenever that rips, it'll go. So I guess I don't really need an alert. Sell order already in. I won't make a ton, but it'll make me whole again and give me my ammunition. I'm actually kind of surprised there weren't more entries, especially with the rip at the end of the day. But again, nobody knows about the market. And there wasn't much down here, I don't believe. So I'll try to go relatively quickly and get on with my evening. JP Morgan move was sweet. I do want to do a little big picture at the end. Intel is in the news. They keep regurgitating the same old news stories, so I think it's funny. I don't like watch the news or anything like that, but I'll scroll through the headlines just on the homepage in the morning just to see like something happened with China or whatever. But typically, I can see that in the Bitcoin price. Maybe that's not a good metric, but to me, every time I see it, it correlates. And so usually I can see it in the charts before I even look at the news. The news is just entertainment, truthfully. You're not getting told the whole truth anyway, so just embrace it. And even if you was, you couldn't really react change, right? It doesn't really matter what you think about, foreign policy and stuff like that, because we don't affect change in it. So, but you do control where you volunteer on the weekends and things like that. Little Walgreens. It was on the dog list for a long time. I assume it still is. And there's our entry right before the little D. I love that. 1835 on the closing print. How many shares is that? I'm brain dead. Let's rip that many. Filled immediately. 1834 per share. I got a penny discount. Penny for your thoughts. And we have a lot of these going all at once. So, a lot of irons in the fire, as they would say. But we're going to build something big, so we need a lot, Let's get a little quick picture. That'll be a nice dividend. I assume it won't freaking go. Welcome to the top tier, sir. Beautiful setup. Look how long it's been going down. It could go up for a long time. And there are people that would like to get back in who have harvested their losses, but they don't dislike the company. Know what I mean, Bert? I'm jealous of that water one. I got to go over that one quick because, man, I love that one. I didn't quite hit to 30, but I would have loved to have been in. I don't generally have FOMO or anything, and I think that's why eventually I got a strategy like this that allows me to always be doing something. Because I think that's what most people do is they overtrade, right? But they try overtrading the same strategy. Well, it's not always a good market condition for whatever strategy you're doing. So, with the combination of the different strategies, I can always kind of be doing something, but in a favorable condition. Working out nice. It's really fun. The real question now I've been thinking about is when do I get to quit or retire again? And got a lot of work to do. But it's happening before your very eyes. All right, big picture real quick. As we go back here, and I need to save it so I keep my circles. I just want to go through the swing trade stuff. We have had a few sales, but overall, the average annualized return from a swing trade, as we have documented here with several trades, is 101.55%. So it's a double on the money. And you can get close to that on flipping as well. Because you notice we'll have months that are 5% plus. So, and the compounding effect takes on and all of that. So that's all I got for today. You're seeing a lot of these other stocks roll over. If you think about, like, while I was looking at it throughout the day, we're starting to get some RSI up on the overall markets and things like that. And it makes a huge difference on how the other stocks react, you know. But that's what I got for you today. If you've been here 35 minutes, hit the like button for me. It's a long video. I just like to just hang out on these. So if you're wanting a more clear, concise 10-minute video, piss off. But yeah, just here for the chat. If you need anything, let me know. And have an awesome evening.